such a big factor in climbing comp skin. People look at you like you're an alien when you say it, and it's like trying to drive a Formula 1 car on banana skins.
That's a great analogy. All right, so we get our first look at boulder number 1. Now you can see each limb on one of those blue holds.
So you have to control the start position, and then so you see his body isn't moving. So.
And there we go, he's controlled underway. The judges will stop him if they don't think he's begun in the correct way. An awkward beginning, this, pushing up using heels and toes to try to get stood up on that initial volume. Puts that left foot backwards, and now he has to be slow up to this zone, which is dual text.
No textured.
No text, yeah, no text.
Yeah, so he's got a little balance, possibly a little coordination move, just plant the foot across.
Right, so once he's in, he then needs to sort of jump, hop to the left. And coordination, I mean, look, surely it's all coordination, so how is this a different kind of a move?
Yeah, I guess that's a good point, actually. It's, I guess any time that, like, 3 or more points will kind of leave the wall, you're kind of, and you've got to reconnect with the wall very quickly, then.
So it's limbs moving in different directions.
That's what we would call a coordination move, I guess. But yeah. Yes, you're right. I guess any move where you're going slightly fast has an element of coordination.
Yeah, it's hard to be uncoordinated and be a pro climber. They are so talented. And remember, we're not only watching the world's best, but these boulders are very difficult, really tricky, and it's the time that plays such an important factor. And you can see it ticking away on the right-hand corner. The athletes only have 4 minutes to try to work out the sequence for these climbs. And Medji, let's see if he can do the second time.
So he's decided not to use that first zone hold at all now. He decided it was hindering his progress more than anything. But once you've held it once, then that's it, you have the zone. So.
Yeah, and you can see the 5.9, that's because he has 6 points and -1 for the failed attempt, and now that will change to 24.9, so a top, which is worth 25.
My words out.
Yeah, and Sam Abazu has had a very, very good competition at the moment as well. Although he was only 23rd in the lead, he was 2nd in the boulder comp, and is such a powerful, strong climber and good at these style of moves.
You'll be right, he's won a lot of youth comps, I think. Right?
Yeah, I mean, he's been kicking around on the youth scene for a while, starting to move into the senior circuit this year, especially in the boulder. But yeah, I mean, he won the Continental Cup in Austria. So he's used to winning, and he's just making this transition into the senior circuit and doing well at the moment. So he's pushing up with that left hand, palms down. And it's blind for the foot, using the knee.
And again, the sides of these volumes that he's stood on are all no textured, so there's nothing to help him get up. It's all leg power on there, leg and hip.
So he's been awarded the zone already. He can now ignore that, move on. Kicks, and he does do this move first time. So if he can finish this off, he's going to be jumping above Medji Shout's score straight away. But
this is a different method to Medji.
He's gripping
a bit of fingernail under the edge of the hold there.
Oh. The route setter said to me that they hope they don't find an edge. Well, I think an edge has been found. So Sam Abazu, and you can see his... Your supporters clapping here as he comes out. Has a little look over, turns, and he just rereads this boulder. It has been a while since he's seen it.
Yeah, he'll want to take a little deep breath before he pulls onto this, so I'll just calm the nerves.
And talking about pressure, as we go on, he will have known that the other athletes have topped it out by the crowd sounds. So,
and also the fact that they come back in quickly.
Yeah. They didn't use the full 4 minutes. So the pressure is on, and it will carry on increasing for the other athletes if Philip manages to do it as well. So although there's no texture on it, you don't really need to pull on it. It's just touching, but that left foot
helps you balance just a little bit.
Skated down that slippery surface with that left foot.
I suspect it was almost added as we need a first zone. Right.
Yeah, it's one of the first times we're using this system of 2 zones. We did have it in Barcelona for a test event way back at the beginning of the year. But this is the first time we're really seeing it with all of the international athletes. And Philip not making it work that first time. exaggerate how impressive Sam Abazu's flash was.
Yeah, it was really impressive. I think the key to the move is to stay so close to the wall that, and then just whip that leg round to kill the rotation like the shoulders.
So Philip Schenk needs to get this now in order to stay in touch with that first and second position. Matches with the feet and creeps upwards. He can't pop up to that zone hold. And yet, Sam sort of ignored it. Sorry, not Sam.
Meji
ignored it
completely the second time.
Philip is using it again, just briefly though, touch. Let's see if he's figured this one out. He's carrying a lot of momentum through that move.
I've got to say, it looks like he's going a little bit too fast. So very easy to say from the comfort of the commentary booth, but
yeah, it's a joy of this job. We can tell them what they're doing wrong from afar. They can only have a go at us later on. So a bit too much speed. So how do you slow a movement down though if you're sort of falling through the air?
I guess the initial movement, it's kind of more, I guess the first part of the cartwheel. It's like, I always joke that modern pump bouldering is just cartwheels, which Max quoted me on his Instagram the other day.
So that initial move needs to be slower. He's starting off a bit fast into it. So let's watch to see if he
makes the adjustment.
Yeah, and the coaches, although they can shout things, it's hard to hear them.
You're not allowed to coach while they're actually on the boulder, so
he has to work this out for himself as the minute mark comes up. So the eyes are up. Looks like a big lead up to it. That was a bit slower.
Better. I think it's him trying to bring his other hand in that's kind of twisting him off.
And the way he ran back to his chalk bag there, you can sometimes tell when an athlete thinks he's figured it out.
Yeah, it's like, oh, that was it.
Yes. And he looked quite enthusiastic when he came back. He's straight on.
Also running out of time for his last 20 seconds.
So he comes down now. Out. No job for him. So that's no top. Our first athlete to fail to get to the end.
He's got to do some work on the others now to see.
Yeah, a little bit. He's kicking the legs right and left,
especially for foot to hand moves.
Works it out, gets stood up.
Found a way.
Shakes his head as well. Yeah, Jakob seems to have been sort of a little bit frustrated all week, just not quite finding the flow, especially on the boulder boulders.
Yeah, a lot of the boulders look like they've not had a lot of flow to them. Like, there's been a lot of kind of big, powerful moves and kind of a bit of switching around and trying to find positions.
So Jakob, though, goes again.
He needs to dig into his experience banks and find a way.
Working out the sequence, so awkward. A little bit taller as well than some of them. And you can see his knees right up by his face and then gets stood up.
Yeah, he's the tallest out of the athletes so far.
Yeah, sometimes height can be an advantage, sometimes a disadvantage. It just depends on the climb itself. And it changes the way you have to do some moves.
So he's just trying to remember where that foothold is and take that moment to settle his brain a little bit.
Jumps down, kicks the feet to the left, flips them around, and then looks at the crowd and the time. And there we go, the 5.9 being displayed. That's the heel underneath. And that is the full 25 score. There's been a bit of chat about whether the athletes can sort of learn something by looking at the other climber whilst they're going, and if that's an advantage or disadvantage. And it's one of those things we might tweak and change as we move this forward.
I always say to the athletes that if you're looking at another athlete on another problem, then you're not focusing on the one in front of you. So stop it. But
yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, I guess on the way back to isolation, then potentially there is a chance to have a look. Oh, what's the next boulder? But
you can't learn.
I think they're always taking them off to the left of the wall if they're coming on, or they're climbing from the right hand side to the left hand side to the right hand side, sorry, and they're always taking off the left hand side. So there shouldn't be the opportunity to do that.
And what you can learn from like a snapshot isn't a lot anyway. So Mejdi comes down trying to get the toe hook in. It's quite a tricky first move there. Got to kind of kick the right foot out and underneath the hold.
Yeah, again, another little coordination move here. So it's hand and foot at the same time in this case.
So Nikolai as well couldn't make that. That's that intermediate hold Dave was talking about that that Jakob missed.
So they're just almost using it as a guide just to help them go again.
So look, Mejdi getting the toe in, more static than that time. Now this is the big move to the pinches. He's got the first zone.
Looks like he's lining up to go wide.
So that's what you spotted. Instead of using the two close pinches, he's gone out with the right. Gets awarded the zone as well.
Let's see how hard this last move is.
There's screw on underneath, perhaps. It's hard to see.
I don't think there is.
So it's just flat, and he does drop the top, bringing the hands into match.
Yeah. So although he did get two hands on that, there wasn't the body control on it. So he needs to be stable.
And Nikolai manages the jump to the left again, just slowing down that movement, making it work. Now can't rush the top, and he does it slowly. Oh, he's gone on top with the fingernails. Rethinks, and it is awkward, this move. It's not easy.
Oh yeah, no texture on this head at all.
And all on the left foot. Well, Nikolai gets the 25 minus the 1 attempt to the top.
He claims to be terrible at slabs, yeah. He basically won the European Championships on 2 slabs, so his excuse is gone.
You can't say that anymore. So Mejdi is left by himself as we come to a minute and a half left on this boulder. Looks around the corner, trying to work out the sequences. And it is that last hold. It's just coming in with the match. Send him down.
I think he'll probably do it this time. He'll make that little adjustment. He's going to rest up for a little bit.
So shaken out. And timing is so important, isn't it? And how do you train these athletes to time properly? Because it's difficult to know how long to rest and then when to actually start climbing.
Yeah, I guess it's just a feeling from doing these things, and you just learn your body and you learn how you feel. And it's in this situation, he's starting to run out of time and he's going, oh, how long will it take to do this boulder? It's like, do I leave myself enough time that I can potentially fall off the move lower down? It's a balancing point.
Yeah, let's see if he's got it right as we come up to 35 seconds. He's already got the zone points, out with a big jump, right and left. Oh, and does snatch towards that pinch, and
he just rushed that match in a little bit. Probably he might have another sprint go.
Oh, I mean,
he's got time.
This is going to have to really motor here. I mean, 17 seconds. So Mejdi will have to be very dynamic to get this done in the time. 10 seconds. This is the move he fell on, gets it this time. 5-4 is going to have to be so quick on the final match. Goes out 3 seconds, and it was just a little too up on a 4mm edge. Right, Alberto Gines Lopez, the Olympic champion, runs out. And interestingly, he's the only one in this field who's competed in this exact format because he won the Barcelona test event.
Oh, yes, of course.
So he's a bit more experienced, which won't play a huge part. We might just give him a bit of confidence coming into this. And he's underway with that press upwards. Very smooth from Alberto. Sam Abazu, I think he might like this boulder. As he falls straight away. Come on, Sam. So into the zone. He'll get the points for that as he uses it. And Alberto as well, easily into the first zone perfectly. Oh, and Sam uses the different pinches.
2 pinches. Both ways work.
Gets the toe hook in. Alberto falls. Sam is on for a flash here. Matches the slippery surface, and now he's got to go underneath this. One in, there's that match. Body position thing, isn't it? Because if you've got all the weight on your feet and then you let go of that left hand, you're always falling.
The foothold also pushes you leftwards, which makes it even more powerful. So.
They're really bicep-y. Grab. So Sam brushes the hold, and Alberto is back on the boulder.
See what he's learnt from that first attempt.
Quite, but he's getting closer, almost held that. Not bringing that right foot round in a flick as much as the others did. So he lands with the left. Oh, he's coming round.
Yeah, I think the body was coming with it, so that's kind of such a flat hold that you're hitting when you land that as soon as your body comes around, you slide out of it.
Yeah, so as you come from right to left, it just opens up your hand, and that's when you peel off. And look how physical that is. Oh, right hand. Is it totally no text under there?
I think there is texture in there. It just wraps around quite a lot on those veins.
So you almost go deeper into it, perhaps. Well, Alberto is up and standing. Only that first zone for him.
One of those moves, when you do the move, they feel so easy. And you think, why have I fallen off this 3 times? It's like...
And now we know that this move is tricky. It's got a sting in the tail. Oh, he's going underneath it as well. That fingernail will be in action. Matches it.
I don't think anyone's actually fallen off that move yet, but... I didn't want to say at that point.
It looks like the hardest move in it, and I don't think it is. It's just because it's such a nasty thing. Yeah.
Just standing on one leg. What goes into that?
Yeah, it's easy. So Sam Abazu jumps up to these thin pinches, making that move look really simple. It's the final part of this boulder that's hard. No one topping it out at the moment. Crosses through, that's the toe. There's rubber across the top of his shoe that helps with that move as he kicks right.
Fighting hard.
It seems like the same move. There wasn't a lot he did differently. So is it just a sort of a physicality in that movement that he's not quite getting right, or do you think he should adjust the feet?
With an edge on it.
Well, like the end of Boulder
so much endurance.
So he can go for days, and Philip Schenk didn't get the top on boulder number 1, so he's got a little bit of work to do coming into the second climb. Rocks up. No one's really had a lot of trouble with this move. It might have looked a bit awkward.
Yeah, it's a little bit fighty. It's there to make you feel a bit uncomfortable at the round. It's not that hard. I say that hard, but you know, if you put it in your local climbing gym, a lot of people would struggle with it.
I wouldn't go near it. I've seen the end of it. So Philip goes up to the narrow pinches. Interesting, he's stepping through with the feet. It's funny, isn't it? We watched them read the routes backstage for such a long time, and an athlete comes out and does something totally different from everyone else. I think after all that discussion, they'd all have the same idea, but sometimes it changes on the boulder, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, you just have an instinct that, oh, this feels right, and you've got to try it and fully commit to that, whatever it is that you've decided. And maybe they underestimated this boulder looking at it and viewing. Like, they were talking about Boulder 2, Boulder 3. I wonder if they just thought this looked easy, having watched the women's yesterday. Like, the first boulder was very easy. So, again, all relative. But.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, looking at the scores, it's certainly doable. 5 of them getting it done. So down he creeps. And let's see how he does this. Can you bring that right leg through? He does. It looks like it opens up your body more at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, so pushes your hips out from the wall. And then you have to rotate back round at the end of the movement as well.
It was interesting to see when the athletes change their beta. He's halfway through this now, so he's going to do it. This is almost the time.
Yeah. Again, it's a feeling. Depends how close he feels to doing that method. Like, he might be like, oh, I'm going to stick that now, and then stick with it, or you might go, actually, that's not working.
And remember, the other athletes, they can't see how the others have done it, so it's not like they can learn. And for all he knows, that is the way. You know, he might have just thought that's it. Yeah. Maybe he chatted about it with some people. So Philip Schenk has the 6 from getting into the second zone the first time.
Not surprising that they gave him that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's up to the judges if they award those zones.
That's definitely a 6.
Just 1 minute left. Luca is having no luck on that slab. Philip Schenk, though, now nears the end. He really needs to get this. Right hand under.
Way further over than the others. He's not finding very much over there.
No, that's a rethink it. So frustrating. You're like incredibly close to it and yet so far away. Right hand through, sits on his legs. And look, he did touch that final hole with 2 hands, but that's not going to be enough from the judges.
No, again, it needs to be stable is the word they use.
Yeah, and stable can be debated, of course, exactly what that means. So, Luca.
Appropriate backdrop, isn't it? 2 warriors going into battle.
Exactly. It's really good to see. I love the youth coming through, but it's nice to see some of the more experienced. And I don't want to say old because they're younger than me, both of these, but they're sort of more experienced. Let's just say it like that.
It's a nicer word.
Yes. And London, the first time in the world's time 9C outdoors, which is the hardest grade there is in sport climbing. Jakob launches to the pinches. Doesn't use the toe. Going for pure physicality.
International symbol for brushing going off the Jakob there.
Yeah. Nice to see brushes back. There was a period during COVID times when it was just the athletes who had to do it. And those brushes are beautiful. Take a look at them if you can. That was a competition by a local climbing hall, the Boulder&Lead gym. Whoever designed the best and painted the best brushes got free membership. It's really nice.
Really nice.
Yeah, they're gorgeous.
See, I don't know, he didn't quite stick that move. I didn't see quite what he was doing. Rotated out before he got to the hold.
Adam's frame is so different from some climbers. Sort of that thing of the old approach to not really training your legs. And I remember that you look at back in the 80s and you had climbers with tiny little skinny legs. Adam he's got some muscle down there.
Yeah. And his shoulders as well, compared to what he used to be when he first appeared on the scene. It's like...
He really changed his physicality. So Jakob comes towards his final move, thugging his way through it. And he sticks the jump this time. Jakob looks close, going really high on it.
That's no
casual.
Had a little sit down at the top of the boulder.
We did. So and Adam at the same time tops up. Well, look, we talked about 2 warriors, and look, fist bumps from them. It's because I really don't know how to approach it. If I was walking up to this thing, I could walk away and watch someone else do it. It's really complicated.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see how instinctive it is and whether it just something works or whether it's just a total fight.
So Medji starts squatted down. You can see 4 lines towards the first hold. That's where he has to start. He's really overhanging. Look how arched his back is. This is Nikolai Uznik on Boulder 2.
He's managed to get turned around.
It's a big thuggy slap out.
Elbow busting compression.
Now the zone hold is pretty much everything attached to that giant volume above his head, apart from the one right underneath.
Yeah, that long black bar underneath isn't part of it.
Medji in almost a chimney position. That will count as the zone. Then he has to rotate again. Oh, the jumping to what looks like a jug.
Missed out some holds and there we go, easy.
Well, maybe not as complicated as we thought when you miss them all out. That'll do wonders for Medji's score. Yeah, there he goes, jumping up 55.7 in total for him. Nikolai is alone on the stage.
His vision to do something a totally different way to what seems to be on the wall is always so impressive. So the whole of there, I'm just going to jump to it and not use all this.
Yeah, the way he and his teammate Oriane Berton climb is quite similar. They just spot stuff. Exactly, yeah. Yeah, and climbing, I think he's changing. Especially
most of the young climbers are like that now, though. They spend so much time jumping around and playing. And
yeah, and gyms, they're setting more boulders like that, so they're growing up with that kind of a style. Nikolai in zone.
You might like these holds.
Yeah, look at the size of his hands as he slaps through. So, a fairly high-scoring round all in at the moment. Heels off that slope.
You just see Adam on this in a few climbers' time. See, starting into that undercut, it's a little bit easier for him because it's a little bit lower down.
Yeah, we had to see Jakob get so high on it. The only athlete to top it out. Oh, yes. Coaches enjoyed that one. Well, we're coming up towards the halfway point in this boulder final. Nikolai's got less than a minute.
I think we need more coaches' cam going on. I think there's almost more passion and emotion going on in the pit than on the wall. The athletes are like very controlled, and
I don't know how
coaches are like leaping around.
I don't know how you do it. I'd be so nervous and just so I wouldn't be able to control myself. I don't think.
Yeah, watching Max in the Brixton final was more stressful than any climbing combat I've ever done.
Nikolai uses the toe this time. That looks better for him as he goes out to the sloper. Then adjusts the feet, swings over to the right, matches.
Looked down, hoping there was a foothold to help him push into that undercut.
Yeah, not to be found. They knew they need to get that second scoring point, and that's changed things as well. Alberto Hines Lopez, he comes to Boulder 2. Sam Abazu gets sat down. So remember, Medji flashed this. Now he doesn't use the side pull. He goes out to the sort of a pinch on the edge of the volume. And Alberto's towards the final move. It doesn't look as good as using that zone hold from Sam.
It's such a narrow position. There's no edge on those holds at all. It's all just vertical wall, and you're squeezing and trying to do a pull-up on them.
And that's what we mean by compression, don't we? When you're sort of pushing, squeezing, yeah. And how do you train something like that?
A lot of gyms have got kind of boxes hanging from walls around fingerboards, or just climbing on this style of problem as well. So there's very few holds in the boulder comp that point the right way anymore.
So Sam uses that zone hop this time, then gets into that chimney-style position where he'll scrunch himself up. Pushing and pressing his way through. And this, it looks fairly restful, but there's so many muscles working for him right now.
It's a really steep wall, this as well. It's like maybe 40 degrees overhanging, so...
Yeah, and he's not sitting there having a good time.
He's having to push with his legs the whole time, like his hands keeping him on. So better this.
Doesn't look in the right position to get that slope. He's not using the toe from the left as he could do.
Yeah, both the French boys matched the middle pinch off a toe hook. No, the right pinch.
Oh, Sam, it was a blind jump and he went too high on it. That's really amazing. From Medjdi to sort of spot that and then make an adjustment in the air in order to see that slot. That's a fingertips keeping him on. Yeah, just not looking in the best position for that slope. And
you can see why it's so intensive on the skin there. That's like dragging your hand down a bit of sandpaper, 120 grit sandpaper.
Oh. Yeah, the athlete's doing a lot of skin maintenance, and it was something we saw, especially at the end of the single events, because they came back to back, like the athletes just taped up heavily on all fingers.
Yeah, warm-ups on the third and fourth day, people warming up in gloves, like taped up fingertips, like anything to conserve that extra little bit.
Yeah, schedules change depending on events, but this one was particularly intense for them. I mean, everyone was in the same boat, but it was tough. Sam with his back against the chimney once more as he comes up, 44 seconds. This might be his last attempt at this by the time he comes down, depending on how far he gets. Alberto looking like he's getting further away.
I'm trying to use the hold, but maybe he didn't even use that middle hold at all. He just jumped straight out.
Ah, Sam got it the second time with the jump. He'll get the 25 points. That statue-like position. Maximum points for Boulder is 100. There's the scores down on the bottom. Top 25, second zone 6, first zone 3, and every attempt to those is minus 0.1.
Luca just missing that right in the pinch there.
Oh, he does that same method.
It's quite confusing. There's a lot of chalk on that hold. Either the French boys use the top of it, they use it as an undercut, but it's in the bottom side of it.
Yeah, it hasn't really been working as a hold, but yeah, you're right. The more people trying it, the more chalk there goes. Then you start thinking, well, that's the way. So Philip presses, rotates. Luca gets the zone. He's trying it again, is Philip. But I mean, you could make that work, maybe. He jams the foot.
Maybe that was the intended boost from the reset. Maybe that's what they wanted. To use that footlock.
So Philip is nearing the zone. Remember, it's pretty much everything that you can see on that black volume. Bumping the hands, matching that hold. Oh, campuses through.
So easy.
He seemed to enjoy taking his feet off there way more than having them on. Out to the right, and we knew he had to get that to stay in touch, and he has. So it's 33, and look what that's done to his score.
Something right, hasn't it?
Yeah, he was in danger of falling behind if he didn't get that. So good work from him.
Yeah. Sometimes it is easier not to use your feet, but sometimes.
Absolutely. So Luca very much using his feet at this point. We're about to see him lose it as he jumps, swings backwards, and yeah, same as Alberto, starting to power out maybe.
Yeah, I think he just missed the thumb on the left-hand punch there. Just didn't have the squeeze.
And there's a lot going on because you've got to jump, catch it, and squeeze all at the same time.
Yeah, and pull in to kill the swing.
Here's the thing when we mentioned coordination. I mean, a move like that is coordination, but
I guess in the scheme of World Cup bouldering, it's relatively simple.
Yeah, the movement, I suppose, is simple compared to some of them when you get toe hooks and heels and all of them being dynamic.
Yeah.
Crowd get behind him. He's got 30 seconds on the clock. Goes again to the zone. One of his last tries at this. Now gets the toe. Has he got the stamina, though, as we near the end of this boulder?
Missed a good part of that hold.
Yeah, it looks tired for sure as he
match him on the second boulder.
Both of them as well, in their day, equally good on the lead wall. Jakob trying to re-figure out this sequence. Where's he going to go to? He looked up to the pinch. So he falls and presses. And Adam launches up. That's what Jakob Schubert here. This wide shot.
Desperately trying to figure out where he wants to go.
Yeah, he sort of always wanted to get in a better position statically, and I think you just got to go when you're out in that place.
It's a bit of a nightmare boulder in this situation where you, because usually you can sit and if you've read the boulder and you know what you want to do, you can sit and visualize it. It's almost like you've climbed it like 20 times already. I mean, you've got no idea what to do. You're just like, oh my God, do I go left? Do I go right? Do I use this bit?
All of them, when they've sat down on that starting hold, have sort of just had a little moment of like, okay, here we go. Yeah, the sort of more he tried to work out, the more he was falling off. So he's got to commit to a method here. Now he rotates and turns.
See how much Jakob's trying just to stay on the wall. Adam's sticking the down now.
Yeah, so Adam's through, and Jakob does work it out, and he's going for that foot jam. So the heel and the toe pressing into the crack created by the two volumes. Matches the zone hold.
Trying to go low.
Adam can't get that move either.
Well, it's funny, to move your weight across, you have to bend your leg to go low, but then when you're in the hold, you have to stand up again. It's really powerful. There's so much force going through your core and the leg as well, and your right bicep. Like.
Everything being tested. Jakob's been on this so long, it's like a lead route. Might as well clip at this point. And he's brought the chalk bag with him, so he can chalk up midway. But he's nearing this quite blind jump.
His feet quite low as well.
So Jakob's struggling at the moment, as is Adam. He was deep into it, but didn't have the toe up.
Yeah, make it very interesting. Oh, it's fat bad that hold is.
Yeah, it's terrible, isn't it?
Yeah, no little extra screw on in there or anything.
No screw on and no edge at all, just rolls upwards into it. And Jakob just couldn't find the foot position. He needed, as you said, to get the feet higher.
I think he left his feet so low and just did more moves and then just couldn't move.
Well, they're both still going. The temperature's cooler here in the stadium than the last couple of days. Cloudy this afternoon, which will help.
Yeah, much nicer temperature today.
And the judge is just looking at Jakob's hands there, because you're not allowed blood on the hole. So if they think it might be bleeding, they have to check.
Yeah, yesterday they were hosing down the crowd.
Yeah, we said hose us down. We're boiling up here. Yeah, so different conditions for the men.
Finding that footwork. So he's coming his toe between and heel in that little gap. It takes a lot of weight off your hands.
Adam is not going to get this done. I think his displeasure is clear on that one. Jakob is going to have to motor. He's only got 10 seconds. It's not really enough time. He's got the zone. Oh, and look, he's
figured it out.
Yeah. Well, both Adam and Jakob letting us know exactly. Right, so we get to see boulder number 4 for the first time, which is potentially the hardest one of the whole set.
I wouldn't believe Ruick's out of there.
No, I'll try not to. Let's see if Mejdi can prove them wrong, shall we? So he's going to go for a big jump across the slab.
I think Mejdi will probably like this a lot.
Oh! His foot nearly went higher than his head then. Nikolai is underneath, same position as Jakob was. Look at that leaderboard. Sam Abazu, 55.7. Mejdi shot from 5.7 as well.
And Jakob as well.
And Jakob, so the top 3 just separated. Close at the top. If it stays this way, almost neck and neck like this, it will all come down to who climbs highest on that lead wall.
Yeah, I think Jakob will be quite happy with that if it stays as it is.
There'll be scores from the leader added to the boulder at the end. Mejdi is into the first zone and the second zone.
So this last move.
It's a long way.
You need to jump into a palm and stick your hand in the air.
Oh, and he does. Look at that from Mejdi.
Get his foot on.
That is pure new school strength from Mejdi Schalt. Awesome to see from him. I mean, it's a move that you will not see very often at your local wall. Something like that. It's very specific to this style of comp climbing and this style of setting. Look at that. I mean, what do you even call that?
Dynamic coordination mantle, I think.
I love it.
Is the only way to describe it, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Backwards palm press. I don't know. I feel like a lot of my job is just making up climbing terms here.
Yeah, I think you'd see that move on a slab and done more statically, but not on an overhanging wall.
No. This is Nikolai working, and he's still climbing. Just look at that face.
There's a fight going on there.
Oh. Just trying to find that point to move on. Couldn't do it though. So he's going to jam the foot in as well in the set. Oh, he hasn't changed it slightly.
Bicycle around the far volume.
Works his way up and he has got time. But we watch Jakob run out of time. He hasn't actually got the second zone yet. He should do now with that movement. Yeah, there it goes, on the scoreboards. And now, as long as he can... Oh, but he's twisted so awkwardly around towards the audience.
I don't know.
Enjoying being here. It's, you know, being in the top 8 on the combined final, this big, it sets you up so well for next year for the qualifying events.
Oh, absolutely. That's all learning, isn't it? Like, I think it's totally different to a normal World Cup.
Right, so Sam Abazu has a chance to go up to the top of the leaderboard here if he can get this done. How much of this can they plan in their heads, that foot movement? It's something I really struggle with when you look at a bowl like this, is where do you place your feet?
Again, when you do a lot of them, I think you have an instinct for where you need to be. The initial position they're generating out of looks really weird, like really off balance, and it's like there's almost like a strength element to it where you stick that easily, doesn't he?
Yeah, now this is the move. We haven't worked out what to call it yet. Oh, he goes, oh, look at that. Pressing up underneath. And that is going to send him right to the top.
Here.
They really are. I mean, they're making a play for this, and Alberto tops out at the same time. After a slower start from him, Luca Pottinger turns and has a look at this complicated boulder for 3. The crowd have been swelling, growing all afternoon as more and more have come into the stadium, and there's a huge amount of people now watching.
Yeah, the crowd numbers have been amazing here, like midweek, and everyone's still come out. And
yeah, it's really awesome. Thank you to everyone here in Munich for putting on such a good show.
So not quite as rowdy as yesterday. We had Anna Mule, local German, in the finals, but that's to be expected.
Yeah, we needed a German in here. But I think they've kind of adopted Nikolai Uznik and Jakob Schubert. So Luca Pottinger is having a long look at the start of this boulder. This was his initial press.
Obviously mostly a lead specialist, but will do a fair amount of boulder training as well. So
yeah, and the disciplines are starting to merge. We're starting to see boulders get a little bit longer and lead walls get more
complex.
Yeah. Philip Schenk, back and forth he goes, springs out to the right and can't make that move work. Look at that. Almost jamming the toes.
Oh, now he gets it in.
And that will feel good. It's a nice feeling when it slips in like that.
Sure.
Yeah, almost everyone's taking a chalk bag up there. Philip Schenk is missing that left hand at the moment. Luca pressing, hasn't brought the left foot, now does, and he'll be able to sit here and breathe for a moment.
So try and figure out which way up he is, which way he's facing, where the next hold is. It's so easy to get lost on things like this.
And he hasn't got the second zone. Not yet. Philip Schenk not getting the jump locked in.
A little closer.
He's trying to hold the sloper underneath, but it's more of a blocker than a holder.
Yeah, that's just to stop him using the back edge of the volume.
Pressing up, and now he'll get the zone, and looks in a better position than Nikolai did. Matching he's got a twist, even more. Oh, that strength. To hold that, incredible.
Yeah, but he's pointing the wrong way as well. It's,
and he's chalking up one-handed just to flex. And he's taken his time, he's got the time, and needs to make sure of this. It would have taken a lot out of him. Had to engage a different gear to make that work. And he does top out. Oh. He had to dig really deep. Oh, yeah, the nerves, I feel you. Not sure what that was. Blood
maybe
or
another blood.
Blood or positioning.
Usually if it's the RFC official, it's blood. Yeah.
So he winds up.
Misses the foot there. Couldn't get the foot leading first. Yeah, I think he thought he'd figured out 3 as well and just ran out of time.
So Adam turns. I can't wait to see Adam on this, because he's not really going to fit into that chimney very well with the left leg bringing back. But he might be able to reach through a few of the moves and be less dynamic, so maybe different sections will suit him.
Yeah, I mean, he'll be able to leave his feet a little bit lower like Jakob did and then got stuck, but Adam might be able to reach out of it. So.
Well, he's easily through the beginning bit, and this is where I thought he might struggle, but doesn't look like he is. In fact, he's just getting higher.
He usually struggle with getting into small spaces. As long as they're not too tight, and he's okay.
Yeah, he's got great flexibility. He's cruising this at the moment. This is the power move. So different.
Easy. Very easy.
And Jakob is in.
Still fine.
Adam easily out with a flash. Maximum score for him. What was the problem? He turns and he'll be sent out the other way. And Jakob. And heel to his hand. Still needs to match though. And there's a lot of work to do, and he does pop down. Wants a brush. Again, the head shake.
Yeah, it's so hard to get your hand out of the way in that position. Yeah, he was trying to hold the top.
I mean, he's got a thumb on the screw, but... He knows that could have been important.
Yeah, he's got plenty of time now. That's only his first attempt, which is really impressive to get that high.
I wonder how much psychologically watching, well, he knew Adam flashed that boulder. It's right in his peripherals, he can hear it. He knew he was frustrated. It might be starting to play mind games for him. Adam made that look so easy.
Yeah, so I thought it was a hard boulder there. If they changed it, well, we weren't watching. Yeah, he's got that move absolutely dialed, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's got it down. But this is where he struggles.
He can make an adjustment and make this work.
He's still trying the heel, slipped, gets it in this time.
Oh, he's got his toe on now.
He does get it done. Jakob Schubert will enjoy that moment as the crowd go crazy. Nikolai has a long look.
Yeah, he's just trying to remind himself of this boulder. So it's been a little while since observation. So.
And Nikolai is one of the ones who needs a top here, setting down in 6th place.
Oh, so close.
He almost tried to move away from it before it was really on.
It's almost like he thought he'd stuck it and then, yeah, that second hand went.
Firing off that. And Nikolai will be back on his second attempt at this. Swinging that left leg, much better.
Oh, so strong.
Hero move from him.
I saw you, that hold isn't that good.
No. He tries it very dynamically. Again, just a little bit rushed on it, maybe. Yeah. Well, that is that hold he's holding. You're right, it's terrible. I mean, it's big, but it's how slopey
really
it is.
Slopey and...
Dave, how come if they're covering their hands in chalk, why aren't they putting loads of chalk on their feet if it's the same principle?
Best to describe this. I guess it would be a bit like climbing roller skates. So you have this layer of chalk between, the rubber's sticky. So if you put a layer of chalk on there as well, then it's just going to get slippy and slide around. Well, the chalk's there to absorb moisture out the skin. It's pretty hot.
So hands, not feet, being
hands, not feet.
Oh, look at this. Oh, he was showboating that.
Yeah, having fun. That's what we like to see, isn't it?
Why not? Giving the photographer suddenly take a picture of Nikolai Uzdik, spins in the air and gives a cheeky look to the audience.
That's what Alberto makes of this coordination move.
Yeah, he tends to be pretty good at them. He's trained a lot with Adam Ondra, as Alberto. For a long time, people were saying that he was someone to watch.
I think he spent quite a lot of time in Innsbruck as well, I think, hasn't he, training with the Austrians? And
yeah. And during that Olympic year, he did every competition you could possibly do on the circuit.
Crazy.
I thought he was completely wrong. I thought he was bonkers.
It's almost like he hadn't trained before the start of the season and just got better and better and better.
I spoke to him about it, and he just said, look, I felt like I needed to climb my way into it, so competition just became second nature. Spun with the right foot. Not using the catch underneath. Now he does, and now he needs to flick up, change it. Oh, he wasn't that high on it, and this is really physical now.
Yeah, it's a slightly overhanging wall, this, so you're falling out. So, but I think you can mantle this out statically. So go and try a different way.
So too big a jump. Try two different things.
So I guess that's the method that the route setters were worried about. Whether you could rock out that way with your foot still on the zone hold
and just press upwards.
Press up.
Yeah, and it's a good point about the wall being overhanging, because if it was more vertical or even sort of slabbier, then you could
press down and get balanced on one hand, but
yeah, too tricky to do that on a wall in that shape. I love those sunglasses. So Alberto again likely to have got this move down, and he has.
Yeah, it looks so easy when they do it. So hard when they don't.
Yeah, it's just learning the movement.
Tries the same way again, but a bit more dynamically.
Looking a tiny bit gassed out. He'll have to rest. Just seems to be pushing himself out from the wall a bit too much. Alberto is resting now.
So he's just reassessing. See if he does anything different this time.
Yeah, so he's had a long time to think about this. Up he goes, easy now. It's all about this move. Presses and goes and misses.
So all the other guys were facing to the right, and he's trying to face to the left. But so I wonder if it only works one way.
Yeah, it's a good point. It might do. And sometimes that's all it takes, a little tiny angle change, and something becomes impossible. He's got 61.7. It's not the worst place to be.
Yeah, because lead is probably his strongest discipline as well.
But if he can get this, I mean, oh, he's going statically again. Surely not. No, not quite.
And he's got time for another go. I wonder if he'll realise that if he goes that way and goes dynamic, then
it unlocks it. When you sit down after a comp with the athletes, do they just kick themselves sometimes they don't see a move, or is there always a process that they went through to get there?
I guess initially there's a bit of kicking, and it's like, oh, I've just done this, and it's like, and then when they kind of calm down a bit from that, you can go into kind of, okay, why wasn't there?
Then you can
why did you do that? Oh, why did you miss this foothold? Or
yeah. But it's hard, isn't it? Because the boulders are different every single time. So it's not like you can take an identical learning situation.
Yeah. So I guess that's the key for these things, is who can adapt to.
So Slovenia, it's Luka Potajak comes out onto the stage. Let's see how we can figure this out. We've only got two athletes left, so Luka and then Adam out on this before we pause. And Luka, again, needs this. Started slow compared to the rest.
Yeah, I think this is absolutely critical for Luka to get. It's a great start.
I mean, he is new school for this move. Oh, matches, then goes.
And he seems to be around for ages, Luka, but he's still so young. Like.
Yeah. Had a great comp last year in his home country, where he got the silver. Oh, look, everything popping off it, and that's what we mean by bad hold. There's no positive edge to hold on to. Bit of friction, and you're jumping through the air whilst you're trying to hold on. Really good on that.
It's just coming out from the wall a little bit. So not only is he having to hold the swing sideways, he's having to hold the swing out as well.
So needs to change things a little bit, or just hold on more, but
yeah. Just hold on tighter.
It's Just don't let go. Climbing is one of those sports, you watch it on TV and you just think, just hold on. Yeah. Like, what are you doing?
That hold's massive, what are you doing?
Yeah, but it's so much harder than it looks. And I was up there on the stage having a look at these holds, and the size of it as well, the scale, it's a big wall, everything is far apart. And complicated. This is the world's best. And people talk about grades all the time. How do you grade something like this? And especially with Boulder, it's difficult to do, because how do you grade a coordination jump, you know?
Yeah, it's it's like, what grade is running across 3 volumes of going a jump? It's like, if I put V2 on it, you'll complain.
Yeah, I mean, an example, the route setters were trying this move with trainers on and making it work.
Yeah.
Because once you know the angles and how it goes together, it is
also with these black volumes, so what we're seeing on the camera now, like, the surface area is on a shoe is actually, in trainers, is actually bigger than a climbing shoe. It's just the rubber isn't quite as sticky.
So Luca is trying to find something here. He's got coming up to the minute mark left. He knows, despite how strong a lead climber is, if he doesn't get this, he's got a mountain to climb.
So stable in that position.
Yeah, you feel like it's not close yet. It's not like he's about to unlock it.
You see how far away from the wall he is there.
So pressure now, 30 seconds to go. Better.
So close.
But look at the
so
time.
Many little things that can affect that move, like the angle of either of your feet can change. Then
use your fingers.
I'm shooting socks are off, so.
Right, what could Adam do? He flashed the last boulder brilliantly, it's got to be said. But this is this too new school for Adam Ondra? He doesn't love these kind of moves.
He's practiced quite a lot of this style, so.
Yeah, comps are important to him. As much as he loves outdoor climbing, he wants to win these things. First zone, matches. Oh, hello. Now, this is classic Adam. Now, you won't see that from many other people as he rocks high up on the foot, and another flash from Ondra. That sent him to the top of the leader. Well, my spelling isn't the best, but I'm pretty sure that sign says loud, and the audience is definitely... Does it say loud? No, it doesn't even say loud. Lost. I think they're having to readjust on stage. Anyway, that is our top 8, and the athletes will come out. Oh, it is loud. Thank goodness for that. So that's our top 8. Metzi Schack will be out first. Adam Ondra last. It doesn't change position from the bouldering, so it's not the winners from the boulder who go last in this, which is...
No, I think they were trying to keep the rest even, so...
Yeah, that's a good point, because the athletes will want...
It's such a short gap between the end of boulder and the start.
Against that wall. So here is the young French athlete, currently sitting in a good position on the leaderboard. Now the crowd, having been suitably worked up, drop into silence. Like a kid with sugar, isn't it? Just wind them up and let them go.
Yeah.
So Mejdi Schalk is underway on the lead side of this combined style format. Now you can see his score, 80.5. Now that will stay the same until he gets to the first scoring zone. And the first scoring zone is far away.
Yeah, apparently they've not really backed off the start of this route either, like they had in the women's. Like it's apparently like full semi-final level is the word.
Yeah, that is the word. They're not necessarily expecting them to fall, but it will tire them out. So that is the medal positions. You can see it indicated there. That's where he needs to get to.
So that's for the provisional position, like.
Yeah, that will change as the athletes climb. And look how bad that hand is. Potential knee bar maybe in here. It looks like it from that angle. Maybe a bit too far out. Knee is when you press the knee in. Yeah, with the height, that's true. Yeah. So the scoring zone, near the beginning of the blue triangle, that's where the athlete's aiming for. You can see the line there. But quite a tricky beginning, this.
Yeah.
And these slopery pinches coming up. And remember, if the athlete falls now, and Mejdi has got that quick draw all tucked around behind him, and that's an awkward heel. Now Mejdi, he's allowed to grab the quick draw like this, but he's having a nightmare clipping it. Gets it in, yeah, he's allowed to grab it and not wait in the middle of it. Double toes.
Although anytime you get a heel on a lead route, it takes so much weight off your arms. This is why you see him putting it on all the time, like any opportunity.
And you can see the toes, similar kind of thing with that. Or is it less
toe up is less so, but...
There is the heel Dave was talking about, so that will allow him to rest a little.
And pulls him, uses it to pull himself towards the pocket as well. So.
Now this move, the route set has told me, isn't as difficult as it looks, but it's certainly dramatic.
There for the show.
And now Mejdi will start scoring points as he enters the zone. These 5 moves are worth 1 hot point each. And you can see his score will start now to build. He's got 3 already, and every move higher, he will get more of a score. So he now nears the end of the first scoring zone.
After this clip. Right.
Yeah, true, he's missed it. You have to clip all the quick draws, and you have to clip them in sequence. So Mejdi with a couple of early quick draw issues that are making me nervous. And now these holds worth 2 points each. Oh, and he does fall. So was that do you think that was a pop, or?
It looked like his foot slipped.
Past those medals.
Past the medals. You're getting engraved with your own name on as well.
Oh, very nice. I think they're good-looking medals, actually. So Sam once again, and if you're a Sam Abazu supporter, be nervous down low, because this start is not straightforward. Immediately in with the heels, though. Sam crosses through. Now, if you use a hold, you get a 0.1 added to your score. And the definition of used is always an interesting one, because it is up to the judges.
Okay, Jamie, you have to make a positive movement towards the next hold. If your hips need to move towards the hold, and you need to be seen to be trying to do it. Right.
Yeah, you can't just snatch up towards it in a sort of blind hope.
The most common appeals debate going on.
Yeah, so we'll talk about that if it becomes more relevant. But yeah, that's what the judges have to have a look out for. And he has got a knee in there.
Yeah, it doesn't like it's taking very much off, but
the athlete's not allowed knee pads like you might see sometimes in outdoor climbing, where they have a pad section with some rubber on it to make that move less painful and more sticky. Bumping out under this volume, and it's so awkward. This is being pushed back from the wall. You have to make this clip with the toe in or the heel. And now Sam gets ready to jump as he sets himself up. Not really an opportunity to rest yet. spectacular sequence, launching. Here he goes. The feet will kick out. He hangs off that pocket. He does find a place to rest.
Yeah. Casual. Looks like he stood on the ground.
Yes, true. I think I preferred Mejdi's dynamic style through that. Almost at the points. Wait, sorry, he's in the points now. You can see that number 1. So he starts scoring. 84.6 now, his score as he crosses through. Now more points coming up, 2 points for every move. Oh, that's interesting. Kicks the quick draw with his foot. You see the athletes flick it like that sometimes.
Yeah. Usually with their hand, it's not very often with their foot, but...
And why are they doing that?
They're basically just trying to take a bit more. So if he'd had to clip that, reach all the way to that, it would be much more powerful. So it's just saving a bit of energy.
By getting it closer to him.
Closer, so they catch it as it swings towards him.
Advanced tactics there from these guys. Yeah, you can do that. You're not allowed to weight it or pull on it. Something I do regularly when I fight. So this is where Mejdi had his slip. Watch the heel. Different method. Mejdi tried to heel with a toe.
Like these few moves past now.
Also, Sam moves into the lead, 103.6.
Looking really calm, isn't he?
Yeah, and a good position. You want to be fairly high on his quick draws. You're reaching above your head, it's harder to clip. And Sam is into the big points. Falls on the second pinch. Now, Filip Schenk has it all to do here this afternoon. Last place coming into this league final. Only a top will do for him. And even then, it's probably not going to be enough. So, Filip is under pressure.
Or maybe not. Maybe it's all gone now. Maybe it's like...
Yeah, true. Maybe he's just relaxed out there. No expectations from Filip. He can just enjoy it. So there is the B layer I was talking about earlier. And his job is to keep that climber safe. I've got to think, that route setting and judging has got to be the 3 most stressful jobs in the stadium. Forget being an athlete. So Filip, quick through this opening couple of moves. Just try to keep calm, try not to over-grip and get pumped early on. You might think that holding onto the holds as hard as you possibly can is the way forward, but that just tires you out.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all about holding on with the minimum amount of energy you can. And usually on these routes, there's a little uncomfortable move somewhere just to unsettle you, and
kicking that over.
You've got to remember that it's not that hard. It's okay.
It reaches down. This is where there's a kind of a knee bar by pressing your knee into there, the toe on the volume, but it's not great. Facing really the wrong direction. It's probably
pretty bad. It's hard to get a lot of pressure back into your knee.
Yeah, probably more worth just doing what he's doing there, hanging off with that straight arm, allowing him to rest. So look at that score, 33.6 is what he's got. And there is the positions he needs to get to. So goal at the moment anyway. So we need to get pretty much to the top of the wall to get into provisional goal. Yeah. Filip on this awkward clip now. Does it with a toe. Leans backwards.
Again, I think that's sort of one of those moves I was just talking about. It's like you want to clip it earlier because it's on a flatter world, but I think the position you clip in is actually fairly nice. It's just a little bit higher than you want to be.
Yeah, so he commits to it, and it's committing as well, isn't it? You're leaning back on that toe. You want to take a hand off at that point.
Straight into that sequence, no hesitation.
Yeah, I mean, Filip is so strong. Leading with the feet at the moment. Big slip. Now that won't have tired him necessarily, but it certainly will have raised his heart rate a bit.
Maybe a little bit out this far, like, because you automatically just snatch in really hard, like as hard as you can. And just clip that earlier.
So he's through the first scoring zone. He's starting to rack up those points. And pauses here. He's completely horizontal on the wall. This is where Mejdi fell, the first really difficult sequence.
Put a toe on instead.
Yeah, 3 athletes, 3 different methods through here. Finding rest where he can. It's either smart climbing or an indication he's tired. There's the last scoring zone line. And Philip is breathing heavy now. Last third of the route.
Trying to climb through this sequence as quickly as he can. Trying to get to a slightly better hold.
Provisional bronze coming up. Out into the pinches, kicks the foot to the right. This is good from Philip.
So we got hard crossover here.
Not a lot for the feet either. You're really just smearing on the wall.
All the weight goes onto one hand.
Has to cut loose, then gets a heel, and really needs to trust that heel to rock up.
Really hard.
Now that's the last quick draw on the wall. It's just pure climbing from now on. Oh, look how
it's a bad hole.
So horrible. Slopey and blocked. Out to the pinch, but what a performance from Philip. He knew what he had to do, and he's doing it. That's provisional gold. Finally goes 1 hole below the top, but you know what? That is a heck of a performance. And the crowd, I mean, I can barely hear myself talk here in the stadium.
I think that's what we all want to see in these league comps, people fighting for move after move, especially when it's got points on it.
Scored Mr. Championship because he wins on the biggest stages as this man. Bronze medal in the Olympics, multiple world championships to his name, and he's here for the European champs in front of a massive crowd here in Munich.
I think I've seen him do 15 moves with his elbows up by his ears, like to win a world championship. It
just keeps going, doesn't it? So nods to the B-lat, she's ready, and he is underway. Had a bit of a disappointing finals in the lead for him. Would have wanted to have gone a bit higher on it.
Jakob is all about controlling his emotions now.
He's just got so much experience to draw from, doesn't he?
It's like he'll know he'll be capable of doing this route, just whether he can execute it.
Is it Jakob Schubert's day? Clips low, everyone doing the same thing. 2 cups in a row. Doesn't get the knee, doesn't need it, doesn't want it. Oh, now thinks about it. He's just got to scrub him with the right. So not a full knee bar, not locked in, but just enough to take a bit off those arms. This is the committing clip.
Clip low.
There we go, it is possible. Don't need to commit, everyone. One of the best things about this sport is the different methods the athletes use.
Yeah, depending on your body size, like what your strengths are, like.
So that's 4th place coming up. Here we go as he drops down, swings through, enjoying it up there. That move to an average, normal person just looks outrageous, but to them it's fairly simple, isn't it?
Yeah, and the scale of the route, the holes are pretty big, and they're pretty comfy hanging around with no feet on it.
The simplistic sequence is really good for us watching. Up to this quick draw, and Jakob is scoring now. Watch it tick up. So there's the positions he needs to get to for the gold, silver and bronze. Provisional, we've got a few to come. Only halfway through this lead final. Dave Barron's joining me in the box here, Team GB coach and athlete. And it has been a brilliant comp so far. The last event for climbing for 2022 in the European Champs. Jakob clipping. Oh, has he wrong hand himself? No, he hasn't.
No,
Shakes out.
I think Jakob will quite like this section. He definitely likes to crimp. Okay.
Yeah, watch those fingers. They'll be bearing down on the small holds.
Resting where everyone else has just been go, go, go.
It's just outrageous, isn't it? The time is ticking. The athletes get 6 minutes to do this route. So he's got 2 minutes 45 left. I don't think time is going to play a difference in this. Look how that heel as well.
So Jakob is resting on something the size of a door frame there.
Yeah,
just to give you some
perspective on it. Yeah. Out he comes towards the third and final scoring zone. The most points coming up. Gets the clip in now. These crimps are sharp, according to the route setters, and he'll be enjoying that.
Yeah, in a way, it's almost a little bit easier on the lead route when it's a bit sharper to relax because you don't feel like you're going to slip.
So he moves into the gold medal position, 135, but he'll want to put some distance between him and the rest.
He's going to want to top.
Yeah, I think he'll be disappointed with anything but this move is awkward as he gets the heel, rocks up to the pinch. And he can shake out, which is good.
Nice.
Turns the lip of this lead walk. Drops the knee down, and this is looking strong from Jakob, but this next crimp is a savage one. And a big jump to finish. Springs, and he peels off the top hold.
Yeah, his right hand just went as he jumped.
Wow, 175.5.
Won't be enough.
Out of a possible 200, yeah, he's going to be nervously watching. Hands on his hips, and I said he might be disappointed with anything but a top, and he looks it a bit. The judges down there. He knows them all very well by this point in his career. Let's watch some of these moves from Jakob. He found rests where I don't think many other people are going to be resting.
And that's Jakob's style as well. He likes to kind of rest his way at the route, and he's really good at managing the pump and so on. But he knows from route reading that there's a section coming up where he needs to save like his right hand, so he'll make sure he kind of saves that a little bit and takes it out lower down a little bit.
So great work from Jakob Schubert. Close, but not quite. Just shouting encouragement up. They won't be telling him how to do it, but they will be giving him props. And then interestingly, this quick draw, the one he clipped last, as he peels off, that was put in a bit last minute by the route set as they wanted to avoid the massive plummet that we watched Janja do the other day, because it is a wild swing up there. It's safe because you're falling through the air, but...
Yeah, that would have been exciting. Maybe Jakob would prefer it not to be there.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, the thing is with having a quick draw like that on the head wall is it's awkward to clip.
Yeah.
Oh, close. Final move, he fully committed, didn't he?
His right hand just flick, just ripped off at the final second.
He was on, he was on, he was on, he was off.
Right hand there.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
Just killed the momentum.
Oh, just lost him that inch he needed more.
Such fine margins in these things.
That was a good spot. Well, Jakob will enjoy that. He loves climbing on the biggest stage. Right, final four then. Nikolai Uznik is up next. More of a boulderer.
Yeah.
So he's going to have to be speedy.
Can't win.
Can't win, no. He did win the boulder singles comp earlier on. Well, that is the beach volleyball behind. You can see the crowds who are watching the climbing hanging off the top of that stadium. Climbing creating quite a buzz here in the heart of the city.
It's always such a good crowd in Munich. We've done several years of Boulder World Cups over at the Olympic Stadium, which is unbelievable.
It's really special.
But I think they've probably matched it with this venue.
It's all right, isn't it? Nikolai underway, and that is one of the medals, or some of the medals. So you can see the graphic down on the right. Boulder is worth 100, max, lead is 100, so the max score is 200 points. Shows you how close Jakob came to that, 175.6, the best so far. For you to go, though. So Nikolai will enjoy that section. Remember to clip, yeah. He's looking a little bit awkward down low. Generally, you see boulders handling this by just climbing really quickly.
Yeah.
That is pretty much the standard, isn't it? Yeah. It's better at power moves.
Generally, you have a certain amount of time on the wall, and it doesn't matter how many moves you do in that time. It's
yeah, Dave here was an athlete. Well, he still are an athlete, but
just not so much anymore.
Yeah. Right, Nikolai biting the rope just to pull out a bit more slack in order to reach up to clip that. Like Jakob did, clipping it low rather than the high toe.
They will have it this together, so.
Ooh. The foot's shaking, that's how much pressure he's putting through it. So, will he use the possible rest here? Looking a bit tired as he comes through.
Needs to clip somehow.
And now he finds it. Hard to see what he's doing with his feet. Thank you, Mr. Cameraman. That's a good angle. So he almost jams it in.
Yeah.
Oh, and a very high left heel to rest. Oh, and Nikolai falls just coming into the first scoring zone. It was a good effort.
Savage scoring, isn't it?
This is the thing. No, can't win, sorry, yeah, you're right. We'll want to position high up on this. It's a really good setup for the Olympic qualifiers we see coming next year. Alberto just remembering the route. Yeah, Jakob's 175, so he won't be able to get over that by scoring that 100. And only get 161.7 max. Could still be a podium, though, depending on what happens with the others. How much endurance does Alberto have here this afternoon? Here, some climbers call it resistance, some endurance, but it's just that ability to hold on when your arms are burning.
Yeah, there's a lot of terms banded around.
We've even made some up today ourselves. It's all allowed.
As long as you can find it, it's okay, isn't it?
We'll go with that. Onto that bad right crimp, but then an opportunity to shake out here.
Didn't want to.
Yeah, moved quickly through it. Could mean a few things. I mean, he's resting on, well, look, he's chalking on the worst crimp. Interesting.
He's super fit. I don't think he really knows what pump is. So.
Yeah, I think he would have seen a rest later on he'd prefer to use. Because the thing is, we say rest, it's not like you're getting everything back in that position.
Reminds me a little bit of Ramon. Never saw him take. Only shortcut and just move on.
So those are the climbers who have already climbed on this wall. Alberto into the points now. Scoring from every move he makes. Interesting with that toe. Doesn't look at all restful, that, but it's pretty good. Into the big points, 2 from now on. Kicks that quick draw as before. And as we see, not possible to win gold because it can't beat Jakob's 175.6. He can get silver and bronze, depending. Alberto with the heel. He won't know. Obviously, he can't see that graphic. All he will be focused on is just getting as high as possible. So.
Oh, it's a great shot right for him. Really blocked up against the hold. You can't get your fingers behind it.
Yeah. Horrible. And check out our camera, because there are spots of rain on that camera lens. Now, rain is always interesting. It's not going to affect the wall necessarily, depending on how hard it is, but it does just bring an element of moisture into the air.
Yeah, the humidity will have gone up a little bit. Although it's been pretty humid here today, so hopefully not.
Yeah, but a few spots kicking around. Not what you want, especially if you feel it. But Alberto is ignoring it as he climbs upwards. There's the silver medal position. He's into the medals now. Provisional.
Well, he'll be sheltered from any of that by the big panel above him, so.
Final quick draw in. Just the head wall, that last, still overhanging, but less so section of wall, but the holds get smaller and sharper and nastier.
Yeah, he's fighting hard.
This is brilliant. But he might be about to go. It looks awkward and he does slip. Slaps for the .0.
Yeah, didn't have
point
the thumb on.
So thumb missing.
Yeah.
You can see a bit of rain.
So get on the steep walls, people.
There we go, if you want to learn how to fall. And full practice is a thing. They will practice it. And when you're starting out, it's worth learning how to fall, because climbing tense and scared, it really messes you up. Now, the rain is falling heavily here, but it's okay because that wall is protected. We'd only really be worried if it was blowing into the wall sideways. The crowd.
It's not affected the crowd at all. They're still
there. A few jumpers going on, a couple of jackets, but generally, no one's going anywhere. And why would you? Final 2 athletes of this final, they are underway.
in fact, Jakob's guaranteed silver, isn't he?
Yes, he is, because Luca can't get up into the podium spot. Well, he can get to the podium to get into bronze, but yeah, nothing else. Leslie Schenk, currently in bronze medal position. Dual text there means you just have to be careful. You don't want to stand on the wrong bit of that. No one wants an early fall. A lot smoother than Nikolai was through this section. You realise how difficult it is, though, when you're watching someone struggle a bit more.
Yeah, I think Luca might like this route quite a lot.
Well, he is a specialist, isn't he? Didn't have the greatest bouldering round, but this is where he can really shine. Pull something back.
And again, really good on prints.
DJ drops a tune in the background. The audience not dampened by the rain. They're up for it. Easily through that clip. It's a bit tricky. So here we go, the dramatic sequence coming up on the pockets. Potential rest before. Oh, and a cut loose though. Seem to control it.
I think you'll be able to shake that back out with this.
Commits to the swing now. No going back from this point onwards. Ooh, a little bit awkward into the pocket, stacking those fingers. Yeah. There is space for 2.
I think you've got 3 in there, I think.
Ah, okay.
weirdly stuck the middle finger on the back of the index and ring.
It looked odd, didn't it? Into the points. That clock just keeping him on his toes. Can't hang around forever on this, nor could you. The holds are just too bad. Into the second scoring zone. Looking for a knee bar down there.
I think he had his hand just wrapped around the rope and he was just trying to get it out of the way.
Yeah, rope management can, and we've seen a couple of times this championship just getting in the way, causing some problems. Don't want to get a leg stuck in the wrong place. You can sort of burn your leg when you fall. Clipping up behind his head. He's into the 2-point per move zone. Leaning backwards, using his core to keep the tension.
Still looking really fast.
Yeah, still hasn't moved off the bottom spot though.
Yeah.
This is the thing with this style of competition and scoring system. If you do less well in that boulder, you have so much to do coming into the lead.
Yes, almost, yeah, into seventh now.
And now starting to move up the rankings. So there is bronze.
So 5 points per hold on this, so everyone he gets.
Yeah, really starts kicking him up that leaderboard. Bit of an awkward clip this, right by his face, gets it in, and that elbow starting to come up a little.
Yeah, starting to fight a little bit now.
Rotates out. He's going to have to do quite a big move and a cut loose into the heel, and this just looks so awkward. He's going to go up with the right hand into the pinch, gets it. Keep the pressure on that heel. Try not to let it pop as he comes out into the pinch. He's not clipping, which means he's almost done here. Right, well, Dave, hang on a sec. Why wouldn't he have wanted to go for the clip there?
I guess if you know you've only got kind of 2 or 3 moves left, then
Each he goes. A big man and a big event. A big moment for Adam. Gold or silver? This guy just looking nervous. Far more nervous than Adam is. Adam can actually do something about it.
Yeah. Adam's just doing his thing. He's happy.
Well, he's currently in 7th.
Not even guaranteed gold yet, is it? So
no, exactly. Let's see what can happen. The rain falls. It won't affect Adam, though. There's a strange atmosphere in the stadium right now. We're going to check out this hold. This is where Adam Ondra needs to get to. That final crimp up on the lead wall. It's not the most wonderful hold to have to get to.
Basically the same point of Jakob, but...
I don't know about you watching at home. I am nervous here.
I need to chalk up.
I do, yeah. Sweaty hands in the commentary box. Adam Ondra underway. And remember, no points at all down low. Adam cruises through the initial moves. And you said he's taller, and that knee bar looks way better. First one to really utilize it properly, and you can see what that does to his arms.
Yeah, a good knee bar, you can basically take your hands off him.
Oh, I thought Adam, yeah, he does click down low. Heel hook as he shakes out between moves, micro shaking.
Yeah, he won't actually be pumped yet, but that's all part of the management of... If you do a little one every time, then it builds up to quite a lot.
Tactics from Adam as he gets those feet lodged into the crack-like feature in there. Double stacked, I think, and a huge high clip. Smart climb from Adam. I don't know if he spotted that, but that was a bit risky. Drops down into the pinch. Well, if we thought things were tense when Janja was in this position yesterday, this seems even more exciting.
Yeah, it looks like Adam is feeling a little bit of pressure, isn't it?
Yeah, a couple of little errors from him. Will they stack up? Oh, look at this. A little half fumble. Jakob Schubert, remember, is currently in gold medal position. He's the guy in a black hat on the left of his screen. That's the heel Mejdi popped on.
Funny position for Jakob. Like, he'll want Adam to do well, but also be willing him to fall off at the same time. It's
Yeah, he's got a camera in his face. So Adam goes upwards. Remember, that gold position is up there on the head wall. That's what Adam wants to get to, needs to get to for a gold medal. 6th at the moment, 110 his score. Now moves into the big points, 5 for each move from now onwards as he drops over to the right, looking
close, actually.
Yeah. Right, Adam needs to recover something here. Ooh, that right arm, tense as he shakes, and he's going to drop back down. He is pumped.
Trying to shake out.
Adam needs to find some recovery here. Crosses through. This heel might be a bit awkward for him. Needs to bump up with the right hand, shaking all the way as he gets higher. Last quick draw in. He's in silver now. Deep breaths. Yeah. Can he find something in the last few meters of this wall? This could be it. No, he's still there. That's gold. Oh, and he drops it going up.
Gold, silver.
Jakob Schubert.
Jakob Schubert again.
Mr. Championship, he takes another one. And listen to that sound. That's not thunder from the rain. For a week of the best in the world. That's the confirmation of our top 3 and the rest of the results. Thank you for watching all of the action here from Munich. We'll return for more World Cup action in the next couple of months. My name is Matt Groom. I'm here with Dave Barons, and we will see you very soon.